Hi, welcome back. It's Lionel Tech Lead and partner Westfall. And in the last video I made about why we're switching over to Craft CMS, and I think we'll go more into detail in this video so that you guys understand what are some of the requirements or the idiosyncrasies of the CMS business. So one of the big things that you want to be knowing, right, is this idea of a headless CMS. Is something that does not, an unopinionated CMS, and that is one of the benefits of Craft CMS. That's why we selected it. So you can see down here, awesome designs through headless architecture. But what exactly does that mean? What exactly is a headless architecture, and why is it better for designers to get their designs out? So you can look at the Craft website, and I've seen some really awesome designs that they have actually been created, and you can see one thing that's really interesting is how different they are from each other. You know, you have layers over here, navigations over here, things that scope in on the side, you know, just completely different from each and every page. Look, this is a little bit different from other CMSs where it kind of looks like there's a cutout portion that you can't just change in the picture. It looks a little bit like a Canva kind of thing, and that is what is so unique about Craft CMS. And this architecture is called headless. Mainly, there's no structure in place. Think of it as me building a building, but there's no frames there, so we can start from scratch. We can do everything, and the designer can really go crazy on this kind of thing. But what does this mean from the design side? Now, obviously, you can have a design that is anything. You can make it out of, HTML or JavaScript or whatever. But one of the big problems is that you will not be able to edit a lot of these changes because they are fixed. So you can, this could be a one gigantic JPEG, and you wouldn't be able to change any of these things, and you wouldn't be able to move any of these things. And that's the beauty of Craft CMS, is that you can actually start associating some parts of the system that can actually be changed in the backend, one thing. And number two, you can control the power that people actually have over that effect or over that animation. So this is really good for JavaScript, and I'll go in a little bit more detail on what this actually means. So let's take a look at a sample site that I have over here. I'm not a designer, I just whipped this all up here. And one of the main things that you can see inside this design is that we use a Bootstrap 4, very simple with some options over there. How are we supposed to edit this thing? So what I want to do is let's check a look at the structure of Craft CMS. And this is one of the things that I like in the structure. You can see on the left hand side, everything is in the templates folder. Okay, and one thing I like about everything in the templates folder is that it makes it easy so that people can start using it without messing the code. So I did talk about Twig, and that's one of the big separation of code between different parts of the application is a key part of this design. So when you have that, right, let's go in more into detail on this. Inside here we have an index page that has an introduction, a bunch of icons on the left, and a link and a description and a block, and then you use a main Twig template. So what is great about this is that you can see already that here's our design and these are little widgets or things that you change to manipulate to edit the design, or for people to change the content in the system. And that's a key part, like that we're always struggling with, right? How much control do I give to the customer to change things before they start messing it up? One of the flat file is that you just give them this entire thing and they start messing up that entire thing and changing that, and soon everything's messed up. So this is the power of Craft CMS, being unopinionated. So there's nothing here. If you zoom in here, right, there is no PHP here, there's no coding, there's no anything, there's no structures. They're just little pockets, or I like to call them buckets, that data is actually put into there. Now let's jump into the back end, right? Okay, here we are in the back end, and one of the cool things is looking at the entries in the front end. So I'll just like to jump into, let's put this over here so that you guys can see it side to side. So this is the front end over here, and these are a bunch of options, and this is an image over here. And then we have a bunch of entries over here. Entries is kind of like their version of page, but they have a lot of different kinds of entries. We don't really want to talk too much about this. This is not a tutorial, it's just showing you the functionality. And you can see that we have a single page, which is the home page. And inside the home page, I have a bunch of things that I can work with. I can manipulate this thing. And on the right, this part here, I have my links, which is this part of the system, right? I have a bunch of links over here. I have an image here. So all you have to do, right, for a non-tech savvy client to use is for them to go down here and add a link. So we're just going to jump in there, just go down here. You can see right here, you can add a link. And let's just call this a brand new link, and it just links to some brand new. This is a brand new link that goes to a new page. And that's just how simple it is adopting it. So it comes in this format, right, of you know, the format of manipulating some of this data. And you can see that they can't stuff it up, you know, because there's no HTML down there. It's not some sort of big text box that they're inserting into. Just very, very controlled, safe adding it. And I know a lot of you guys are saying, oh, you know, but you know, I could do this. Yeah, but could an intern that you hire or somebody do that? That's a very good question. And we had so many incidents of this kind of stuff where you have a CMS and it's gone over for 3 to 5 years, new people in there and completely messed up. You know, they try little hacky things. Some people have different levels of knowledge and it's all messed up. Here, so much simpler. Press the save button. In there, it's done. You know, it's saved up. We go out to the front page, we reload it. And there you go. You see that brand new link over there. Let's see, we can zoom into it. Kind of, sort of in there. All right, here we go. On the right hand side, that brand new. So I'm manipulating the data that is on the CMS without messing up too much of this stuff. And this means two things. One, we can have the designer just go wild at it. You know, absolutely do from scratch. And that's why craft, generally people don't do templates to buy, because you want that unique design. You know, you have a designer who's got an idea in their head of what they want to try to achieve, and then you want them to go out there, create that, your front end team to build it, and then finally we pop in some things that we want to manipulate. You don't want the entire design to be completely unusable. You can't change anything. Here we can change a lot of stuff. We can change the type of stuff. We can even change the color and stuff at the back end if that's needed. Again, it's up to the developer to give you that amount of power. Put it in or take it away. Makes it a lot much more easier to actually work with this amount of stuff. And I want you not to get too fixated about my design skills. As I said, I whipped this up in about half an hour to 45 minutes. But I want you to look at how fantastic some of these designs are, especially in these pages when they're looking in, and all the different widgets that they have. You know, they have mobile, they have you know, material design. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there's no opinion down here. You know, there's no requirements of the design. There's nothing that's holding them back. So they can just go out there, make those designs, and then you can come in there, change things. I mean, like, look at the way you can have JavaScript, you can have vue.js, you can have anything you want. Up to you how you want to do it. You've got some of these you know, looks of these designs. Let's see this one more in detail. I mean, wherever you can have anything you want. Some of these things don't even have a structure. So very nice on the design side. I absolutely love this concept of headless, especially for designers. They just want, you want to give them the control to do what they want, and then you want to say, okay guys, just chill out. I have to make this responsive, I have to make this changeable. But look how nice and smooth, like it just pops out on the design here. Just absolutely different in terms of the concept, how it looks. Very nice. This is not very standard kind of design where it kind of pulls in with the agree button at the bottom, but these are what the designers come up with, and I think like Craft really gives them the power to do that. So back to our first point down there of what we're talking about: awesome designs through headless architecture. That's one of the main benefits of Craft CMS. And guys, that's the bottom line, because the Tech Lead said so.